The ABC has uncovered serious problems plaguing the National Disability Insurance Scheme when its nationwide rollout began last year. The program will eventually cover 460,000 Australians by 2020, and it'll cost about $22 billion a year. In July last year, NDIS trials ended and the full scheme started rolling out. But documents uncovered by the ABC reveal thousands of service providers had their applications stalled. Properties were not ready and training for key staff was behind. Political reporter Dan Conifer has tonight's special report.
Three quarters, Mashville.
This small shed on the New South Wales south coast is one of the few places Joshua Adam feels at ease. He's the youngest member of the local men's shed and comes along twice a week.
The curve now starts from here to there.
The chair he's making is for his mother, who pushed him to join the group 8 years ago, hoping it would help his autism.
After a bit, I really started enjoying coming here because it helps me socialise, because I'm not very good at socialising.
Support worker Pete Bowden helps with tasks cerebral palsy prevents Joshua from doing.
I think he's come a fair way, actually. Lots of new skills. So it's, it's all a learning curve, baby steps.
Funding for Pete was one of the few things to survive after a planning meeting with the NDIS local area coordinator last year.
It was just like they were saying, no, you can't dream of doing that. No, you can't plan on going to this. You can't aim to do this. I don't think you can achieve such.
When the Disability Pensioners Plan came back, he'd lost funding for gym sessions, therapy with horses and massages. Since then, the 26-year-old says he's been in constant pain.
The shoulders and the neck and all that, they've been far worse than they have been for years. And hence I'm always rolling and cracking it, trying to relieve it.
Desperate for help, Father Wayne Adam called on a local disability services provider.
So that was the plan that we put together.
It wasn't the first NDIS plan they'd seen problems with.
Quite often, and there are large delays then in being able to implement the plan.
One reason for that could be sluggishness in training local area coordinators, private contractors who act as a conduit between people with disabilities, the agency and service providers. These documents, obtained under Freedom of Information laws, show by late June 2016, nearly 550 coordinators were supposed to be trained. Instead, about 150 had received online training and just 54 had done a face-to-face course.
They're being recruited from outside the disability sector, so they may not know a lot about the nature and the complexity of disability supports.
The NDIS says the number of coordinators being trained is rising.
I and the agency are sorry that he had an experience as he did. His experience is really important to us, that we can learn and improve our systems and processes.
And then there were other trouble spots. NDIS staff couldn't update their own website, and a 24-hour hotline had to be established so they could call colleagues in a separate government department to do it for them. 7 properties weren't ready by July's launch, and the agency stopped processing up to 4,000 applications from providers who were interested in joining the scheme.
Government and the department and the agency had actually been warned before they started the transition to full scheme by the Kruk report that there were delays in getting providers registered.
The agency says those problems too have now been fixed.
We're finding that we're enrolling people very quickly now.
Jane Morell runs a small disability services provider. It already works in Tasmania, but she's having trouble registering to operate on the mainland. But more pressing has been recouping more than $200,000 in payments from the agency.
It puts us as a company in a very precarious position.
They simply don't have the capacity to withstand difficulties with cash flow.
The NDIS is now working closely with Jane Morell's company, and the outstanding amount is now closer to $100,000. And after 3 months, Joshua's plan has been changed, allowing him to continue the activities he was doing.
Hey, Grace. Hi, John. Grace.
Including art therapy to help his sense of touch. The current project is a painting of his mum and dad.
30th wedding anniversary present for him.
And they're now picturing a brighter future for their son since his NDIS plan is on track. Dan Conifer, ABC News, Canberra.